guys, Jeff here, and today I have for you a package that I've had for a little bit and have just, well, I wanted to put in the time and be ready for it before I opened it on camera. I have opened it, I have worked on it, because a while back I was talking with our buddy, it'll show up there it is, NICVT. I just now realized the V is actually part of that wave. Even more clever than I realized, NICVT. And he sent me E9, a challenge lock of his I've been working on. I have not opened it yet. I saved that to share with you. The key is mummified, so I have not seen what is in there. I'm going to use my, I don't know what the actual measurement is, but the white tensioner from the Longhorn set. Rather precarious right there. Just gotta find the right spot because there's just enough of a ledge right here that when I put it in and I go counterclockwise, it kind of wedges itself in, and that's what works for me. And I've been using my good old steak knife pick, the first one I made many years ago before I even started on YouTube. One of these days I'm going to go through how I make this. I want to make some more of these, but I've just been so busy picking and not having a lot of free time with work. But someday. Anyways, let's get to picking and see what we can do here. I work my way from the front to the back, just little taps, and this one definitely takes just little taps. This is one of those locks. I don't know if you've ever ran across a lock where the open almost surprises you, but that's often the case for this one. All right, so I'm on my second run through. Tapping some things in the back. Don't know where I am, 4 or 5. I'm not even exactly sure. I'm horrible about it. I've got to do better about mapping the inside of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with 4, I get a false set. And I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a little bit of a false set there. And my favorite, can you hear that? You can hear some rattling. It says I've already set some things. All right, so let's get back in there. All right, I now don't know how well it's showing up, but I've got an even deeper false set. Deeper still, which means I've got to be close. And this is where it is. I just got to find someone in here that just needs a little bitty tap now. It's right around the middle-ish. And can you see how far that is? And that is a false set. It is not open yet. So just got to find the last pin, give it a little, there we go. See, I barely touched. I'm not even sure what I touched, but we got the open. Now let's see. I'm going to leave the surprise. I'm just going to, I'm going to pick it. I'm going to open it from here. I will say, and maybe NICVT can say something about it. I've noticed that when I try to reset it, and I don't know if it's because of which way I've gone, but when I try to reset it, it doesn't always reset. Sometimes I have to open it back up and kind of almost like slam it back into place. I don't know. All right, so I think we've got a lot of high sets in here. I'm not sure. I mean, with all those false sets, these have definitely got something spooly going on. At one point, I thought, early on when I was trying to learn it, I thought it almost seemed like there was some serration, like serrated pins and or threaded chambers, but since I've gotten the hang of it, it's not so much. This is not where I expected the problem to come in, trying to get it opened up and see what's inside. What kind of clip do you have on here, NICVT? That is so hard to get off of there. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started watching lock picking on YouTube, I feel like this part right here has been the most dangerous, although that is one of the reasons that I love this tool, because it definitely lessens the danger. I've seen far too many people shove a sharp tool into their thumb trying to remove a clip like this. Why can I not? All right. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to try to stick this in to keep the core from rotating. See if I can go that way. And I'm going to try to use the other end of the tool that I don't usually use. There we go. Seriously, why is that the hard part? All right, and grab a shim. Throw the rest back there haphazardly. Yeah, really excited to see what's inside of here because, like I said, I've been working on it. And the open still surprises me. I love a lock where the little taps. There we go. Maybe. Ooh, I don't like that. All right. I love a lock where it's little taps that finally get you in. All right, I've got the pins up there. Nope. No, 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 no. Okay. So I told you I was having trouble shimming, and I felt that. I felt the fact that I hadn't shimmed all the way, and one of those top pins, like one or two I think, I felt they were the ones that the shim didn't get under, and I felt that the plug follower was getting stuck there. All right, I need someone to tell me their secrets of what do you do. Okay, so this tells me that we've got a driver pin that has some sort of like serration in it, because I think it is coming down on the top of the plug, and I think my shim just keeps trying to get stuck in that. I wonder, can I get the shim to go, if I go past and try to get up to it? Oh man, I'm only getting that far? So it's like pin 4 or 5? If you've watched many of my videos, you've seen the South American lock, challenge lock I did a while back, and the fact that I got things all stuck trying to gut that because I did not persist in shimming like I needed to. All right, okay. All right, that feels better. That feels more promising. If only the shim goes with everything. Oh. Okay. Hoo. Pin 1 started to come down, and the plug follower got stuck on it. So let's get that pushed back up in there if I can, so we can save the surprise. save the surprise and not lose the pin, more importantly. Come on. There we go. Whew. Now, NICVT was kind enough to actually put an F at the front, so that way we don't lose track of which way things go in here. All right, off the bat, look at the work that we've got here. He's got some trench traps in 1 and 4, so I'm guessing we've definitely got some spools in there. That's probably what's giving me the big false set. And, whoa, out of focus, focus, focus. 2, 3, and 5 are serrated, in addition to the fact that 3 has been wallowed out. It's my best term that I have for it. So yeah, can you see from the side there, if I can stay in focus, check out the trench trap there on 4. I mean, it's a little bit of a trench trap in 1, but 4 that's going to be getting a good layover, and that is probably what I'm having to tap last. All right, let's see what pins we have in here. All right, in 1, we have standard. 2 jumped, but it is also a standard. 3 is serrated, and that is some fine work. I'm curious to know, do you do that by hand? That looks almost like, yeah, that, I can tell it's just irregular enough that was done by hand, but it looks as fine as the ones that you find in a pack lock, an American 1100. That is top shelf NICVT. Top shelf indeed. And oh my goodness. 4, we've got this massive reduction going on. Now, 4 is the one that has to be just tapped a little bit, and I can see you tap it too hard, you're getting caught in there. That's 4, so we still have 5. Man, he just put all the fun in the back, which is the way to do it with the locks, since they're the hard ones to get to. All right, 5 again. Oh, and this is 5 is one that he serrated, so that, man, I'm trying to get used to this new spot. 5, that's definitely catching on your way up with the threaded focus, with the threaded chamber. And 6. I was going to say that 6 is just normal, but it's not. He has gone for subtlety and given us a tapered pin. I have not dealt with one that tapered before. So again, having to do just little taps because of that. But I think the real fun, the real evil, especially seeing the way that it was such a pain to get the plug follow in there, is going to be in the top. All right, starting with 1, the one that already tried to escape on us. We have, what is that? It's a T-pin. It's a spool. It's utterly ridiculous. Can you see that? So I think it's that narrowed section. Anytime I have something like a T-pin, something narrow like this at the bottom, this is what really causes trouble with the shimming and the cutting. But man, that thing is just so finely reduced in the middle. Wow. And that's the first one. What other pretty work are we going to have in here? Okay. 2. Man, he's having so much fun. 2 is a spool, but it looks like a little bitty barbell with all of those serrations at each end. And again, this is one of those threaded chambers. Yeah. Threaded chamber with all of those serrations. 3, let's see, 3 was also threaded, and when you look at that, so this was the end that's towards the chamber. So he's got the taper going on. He's got all the serrations to catch in the threaded chamber. He's got the... I'm loving this combination of spool and threaded that he has going on. Make sure we're going the right way, because that goes towards the key pins. All right, and then going to the back. Number 6, which was our only normal chamber. Again, I'm doing it with the core up here. So I'm going to call this a double spool. Get in the light there. These are definitely pins where orientation matters, and I feel like I am doing the most controlled gut I've ever done. This is 5 and 5. Oh, that's fun. 5 is, it kind of looks like it's serrated until you realize it actually narrows, and now I've gone and done it upside down. The bottom of my hand here is towards the core, and so it's actually narrower at the small end. So you've got a tapered, serrated thing happening here. And we've got one more hiding in here. And I think this one's going to be a lot of fun because this is the one with that massive trench trap. Come on. Oh. Making sure there are no other secrets hiding in there. All right. That is the tiniest little pin I've ever seen. And it looks almost like it's just the top of a screw. Let focus there. So narrow. So again, you're looking at a taper. And again, now I've got the core at the top. I got to be consistent. But it's so serrated, but in addition to being so tapered. Man alive, that is some fantastic work. I don't want to mess with the springs. I'm afraid of messing the springs up. From what little I can see in there, it looks like they're probably all the same. So that right there is some fantastic work. Let's try to get you in here. You're gonna come in. Don't usually do the movement, but these pins deserve it. That right there, that is the money shot. Those are the fine work from NICVT. Fantastic. Thank you, sir, for making this for me. Thank you for the opportunity. And I don't know if you intended this just for me or to spread to the community, but I plan on sharing this with the community. I do have to ask, NICVT, what does E9 mean? But that is what we've got for today. All right, I decided to bring us back here for a second because I really wanted to see how these pins interacted, especially with the trench traps and things. And can you see how much he's planned this out? That number one, these are all the, so I've already set the driver pins on top of the key pins. But can you see that he's made it so all of them are just slightly sticking out when we're at rest. But that number 4, especially with this trench trap, oh man. So that was why I put this back together. I wanted to see how this goes. So number 4, that one that's just the super short, super tapered, super serrated with that trench trap. Can you see how this guy can just wiggle and lay down all over the place? That is a special kind of beautiful evil right there. And let's see, similarly with one, a little bit of a trench trap because it's the one that's got that like T-pin thing going on. And so especially as you start getting a little higher, one can, don't but with that shaft part sticking down there, you can see that how that's going to have a lot of fun play as you start coming up. Again, fantastic work, NICVT. Thanks for letting me have a chance to play with it, and thank you all for checking it out. I'll talk to you all later.